Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Hey everybody, how y'all doing? Good morning, good evening, good afternoon to you. Wherever you are, whatever time it is when you listen to this. Welcome to my fifth degree page. I'm fifth degree, but you could call me fifth. Okay, y'all, so I had to stop by and visit my granddaddy, y'all. Um, See exactly what we got going on. Got to see a few other passed away loved ones as well. I'm hoping everybody doing okay. I'm gonna go ahead and just do this reading real quick. See what messages it is. I have. They wanna be. They wanna come out. Whew. I hope everybody doing all right though. I really do. All right. So the first one we got out is altar priestess preparation and incoming. Will be altar priestess preparation prayer sacred ritual. Diamond dreamer material wealth true prosperity and trust. Okay, and Shadow Queen, right? So ultimately, at first glance, is basically talking about how in the alchemicalization of it, right? It's about the preparation, prayer, and sacred ritual that comes into place with things. And ultimately, at first glance, it's about how a person wouldn't be in the shadows, acquiring knowledge, insecurity, and manipulation. It wouldn't be a manipulation. But how trust comes into basically how trust is built within one not being able to communicate and there being forgiveness. So ultimately what I'm oh okay y'all, this is one of them coming from one of the readings I did on my IG. And forgiveness was what was coming out. It must have been in regards to forgiveness for what it is that would have happened with a passed over loved one. And when you examine exactly what it is that would be going on with that passed over loved one and there being movement. One of the things that was really coming to me a whole lot before I actually got here was about how time flies and how you could lose track of time, how one will lose the track of time. In and of a situation. Up, asking for assistance, shifting one's stability, the worry that comes into place with how it is one wouldn't get information, wouldn't get information or wouldn't give information, give the wrong information. Okay, in regards to one being direct in their communications. I will say when I first got here, the song when I got here and I'm sitting under a tree, y'all, right? And what okay, that kinda wanna come out. But what came out, the song I was hearing so very loud was her, right? And Daniel Caesar, best part. And even the irony of where it is I'm sitting, the names that are in front of me. And the influence of what it is to for one to have a for a person to have a hold on you beyond the grave. So what I'm thinking it is, there should be some forgiveness that comes into place with a person, uh, with what it is to be an attachment. It's gonna be about the understanding that comes into place with attachments. I had a dream, right? Mm. And how one would have been led down the wrong path, and the priestess being revealed in regards to this princess of this. The dream it was that I had before I got here, y'all, right? It was a little bit of a conundrum because I saw what I saw was a person laying down. It was like when I was entering into it, I saw one person laying on top of the other person, right? And then the person that I love, right? A loved one, they were laying down. And I gave them a kiss, even though they was kind of like under the person. And then I kept walking into another room, and I saw two people. Part of this is because it's about the whole Virgo season, and then with us being in that Virgo Pisces axis, the supposed innocence that comes into place with wisdom, with one being wise, and being an angel, being knowing of one's angelic qualities. The irony that'll come into place with it is the only people who would know that you would be an angel would be those people who would be dead if you're alive. So there's that portion. And there being a passionate new beginning that'll come into place. But then one coming in with clarity and looking inside themselves in June. How someone would have been laying on their head, would have been on their mind, praying on their mind, heavily on one's mind. What will be clearing out is the healing of one's desires. You know what it is when you say you want somebody like somebody else, okay? Everybody is guilty of this, right? But how, like, we say we want somebody like a family member, and you get those different situations when it's like, but you don't know what that family member was like when they were younger. It's ultimately what that boils down to. In the angelic aspect and the communication, it'll be about the completion of a cycle with them. Why it is they wouldn't have been protected, or they wouldn't have been able to guard you or protect you. With letting down your guard, the old guard. It'll be about the old guard, or being an old guard. I'm seeing the word garb, Garb, and a strategy and sneakiness that comes into place with tower moments. What isn't a tower moment. Okay. The incoming tower moments in the community within one not acknowledging the transcendental spiritual truths that comes into place in the tradition of one not loving the new beginning manifesting because it hasn't been spoken of. Within it not being discussed. How a person feel like they gotta run everything by somebody. The people you gotta run it by. Run things by. Not being a minister, not being a priest, but ultimately the incoming transcendental spiritual truth, the beyond a shadow of a doubt, and one not having a key. Not having a key, not being the key. A person will tell you you want to know what it is. This happens a lot. I just picked up on it, y'all. This happens a whole lot. I've seen this happen quite a bit in a lot of different situations. Certain zodiac signs have a tendency to be able to communicate. Typically air signs, right? They can communicate on the spiritual level fairly quickly and fairly easily. And that'll be about that Gemini. I'm hearing Taurus, okay? But Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. Okay. And the independence that comes into place in the African American community. Independence when sitting on their lap and the boundaries that come into place with being attractive. Attractive and what it is that would be attractive. And the cycle not being complete in what it is that's attractive. Within being a dutiful daughter, yep, and a passionate new beginning in regards to the manipulation. Emotional manipulations, but the incoming love that'll take place within one waiting and not moving. It's giving the waiting of the crossover. Her being lied to about what it means to cross over. Oh yeah, that's some bullshit. That would be some bullshit. If a person would lie to you about what that means. At the end of the day, you can't take none of those things with you. And I'm hearing that camel through the eye of a needle. You know what it's giving? One of the things that used to happen a lot when I was out and about, right, y'all? I was, yeah, because not everybody has the gift of mediumship. And how that gift of mediumship can't be, it's not something that's taken with you. It gets passed on. That's interesting. All right, I'm gonna wrap this up too, y'all. Let me wrap this up real quick. I wasn't intending on it being a whole lot, but what it was that was taking place, right? When I was out and about was I was with a Libra, right? And she knew that I could communicate, right, on a particular frequency and vibration. So she would always ask me questions about the other person. I was her go-to person to communicate with with her person. If you know about twin flame dynamics and all that other good stuff, you got some people who could do it right then, and there are others who can't, right? And it'll be about some of the stuff it is that would have taken place with that whole coexist, and if you say what's on your mind and all this other stuff, right? But ultimately, she would always want me to tell what it is her twin was thinking and saying in regards to their relationship. I heard about that happening with another person too. She was a Cancer, and the person that she was dating was a Libra too. Oh, excuse me. The irony that comes into place with that, you're not gonna really be able to communicate with those types of people if you don't have that information, or if you don't have that gift, or if it's not in your chart, or if you're not on the same frequency, basically, because that'll be about the whole gift situation. But yeah, hopefully that helps you guys out just a little bit. Gave you a tad bit of an inclination. I heard some things just got to be kept sacred. Some things do just have to be kept sacred. Can't tell everybody everything. Everybody can't go with you everywhere. Some things you do just gotta keep to yourself. Some journeys are best traveled alone. Is ultimately what that's boiling down to. All right, y'all. So hopefully that helps y'all out just a little bit. Gave you a tad bit of an inclination as to a few things that could be going on. Yeah, that could be going on with you. Yeah, because it was doing a particular, I wasn't even doing a reading. I was just sitting at the table, and the wisdom it was that came into place with forgiveness. I was just shuffling the cards, and then forgiveness came out. But, yep. All right. Yeah, and it, no, because it all boils down to forgiveness. Forgiveness does not mean access, y'all. If you are in a space with a person where they can forgive you and there's access to, yeah, to forgive you, forgiveness don't mean that you're going to automatically be back with that person or right around them. It's basically what that boils down to. All right. I hope that helped y'all out just a little bit. Gave you a tad bit of an inclination as to a few different things it is that will be going on. If you like to schedule your own personal touch of clarity, you are more than welcome to do so at lightworkaintlightworkllc@gmail.com. Okay? Because see, remember, light work, it ain't light work. It is not light work. It is not light work. It's not light work. And that's why you have to stay light while you work.